Kansas City International Airport has a rich history featuring various eras, aircrafts, and airlines. Today, we'll sit on a presentation of the airport from John Jameson during Airliners International 2024. This is going to be a blast, and I'm super excited for this. So without any further delay, let's go ahead and get started, everybody. Alrighty, everybody, who's ready for some awesome Kansas City International Airport history? I hope all of you are excited for this today as we jump into a bunch of really cool information regarding the downtown airport, along with predominantly information about the International Airport, MCI. First and foremost, John Jameson did a wonderful job with this presentation from Airlines International 2024 at MCI. Definitely check out the full video I made of just him talking. His presentation was wonderful, and it definitely deserves a watch as his just overall his narration and just his passion for talking about aviation history is wonderful. So I can't recommend checking out that video enough. But nevertheless, I thought it'd be cool to kind of give some complimentary thoughts to what he had to say. And today we got about 25 or so images of aircraft predominantly, but we got to kind of establish what we're working with here first. So let's go ahead and get started, everyone. So first and foremost, here's kind of the early days. As you can see, I won't read off every single bullet. I don't want this to feel like a lecture, obviously, but the case in point here is that Kansas City did have some really cool aviation history dating back to 1927. So you can kind of see there, and well, really 1922 with Richards Field. So that's great to see. And then of course, TWA making their presence known, and the airport grew tremendously over a multi-year period over that 1930s, 1960s. So really the 3 decades there is when the airport really started to grow and become itself. So that was really cool to see. From there, we move on to the early days of Kansas City International Airport as we know it today, MCI. So there was a bunch of various reasons for why Kansas City International Airport opened. One of which, the big one, was because flooding became an issue at the old airport, Fairfax Airport. So that's where we got to Mid-Continent Airport, and then TWA really wanted to expand, so they made it to the Kansas City International Airport as we know it today in November of 1972. As you can see in the image there, that's the original layout of how the terminals were constructed. There was concourses A, B, and C, and as you can see, they had the circular design before security, restaurants, and restrooms really became prominent in airports, because obviously you were able to get dropped off and fly right out. So John Jameson once again did a great job going into detail describing how that became obsolete, and obviously we now have the new Kansas City International Airport facilities as we know them today. So really great to see how the airport's progressed, and now it's time to take a look at some of the really cool aircraft that flew through Kansas City and kind of some of the history. And again, I think it's about 10 minutes worth of clips, so you'll see in that other video what Mr. Jameson had to say about all that. So again, can't recommend checking that out enough. But here's kind of what the inside looks like. And I thought this was really interesting. I talked about this a little bit in the welcome reception video, but just the concept, it kind of seems like a movie theater ticketing booth, but it kind of doesn't. So you can kind of see there how neat it was with the design and overall just how it was listed there with the airline headers and all that. So this is a really cool image, so I really appreciate him sharing this, and again, a really cool piece of the puzzle right here. Okay, so let's jump into the actual aircraft, everybody. So again, we have a bunch of really cool planes to take a look at here, and several of these are from the Kansas City Downtown Airport, MKC, and then we'll jump into the International Airport, MCI. Beginning here at the Downtown Airport, I don't know where the date went on this particular picture, but anyway, we have a TWA Boeing 727-100. This aircraft looked quite nice, otherwise known as a 3-1. This with the twin globes livery, and John Jameson's his narration is just so great. So I almost want to imitate it, but that's his style, so I won't steal it from him on this presentation because again, he did a really great job, and I made a video on his book regarding LAX, so definitely check that out too. But anyways, this aircraft's looking as strong as ever, and it's currently making its rounds at the downtown airport. Our next picture here includes a really cool Ozark F-27. This aircraft was captured in October 1965 at the Kansas City Downtown Airport. There was quite an array of airlines flying to downtown airport at this point because obviously, again, the new airport wasn't open yet. So you saw airlines like Ozark, United, American, TWA, and so many others flying in. So anyway, quite a variety of aircraft types as well, but you definitely would see quite a few props, including the F-27. So this aircraft is looking quite nice here on this October day. Our next aircraft is going to be this TWA Convair 880. This is from April of 1969 at the downtown airport. Very cool to see this as well, and also worth noting that there's another video that I did regarding the 16mm films that we watched, and one of them was on the TWA Convair 880 emergency equipment demonstration. So check out that video too. It's a really cool way to learn about aviation history. However, looking very nice here with the image of the 880 right here as well in some wonderful light. Next up, we have a Frontier Boeing 727-200 at the downtown airport taxiing out for departure here. You can tell this one's definitely seen a little bit better days on the livery, especially behind the engine there. Extremely wore out there from the exhaust, but this aircraft was continuing to make rounds heading over to Denver most likely. So looking quite nice. So yeah, pretty, substantial air service. United Airlines especially, I think it ended up having like 9 or 10 routes at one point out of here. So really cool to think about it that way. So you know which, there they are in July 1970 with a 727-100 taxiing out for departure. Looking quite nice on that aircraft, very unique design, and overall it's looking quite wonderful. So really cool to get to note that aircraft right there. We also had several flights from Airliners International. Here's the Boeing 727-100 taken off with the green livery. Airliners had quite an array of destinations, some of them shorter than others, but they definitely flew all across the United States here out of Kansas City. And you can also see this red Bach 111 here looking ultra strong as well. Super cool to get to see a Bach 111 at Jet Midwest. So really cool to kind of reflect on those memories and obviously how these aircraft impacted the aviation industry, and obviously so many mixed opinions on them. But hey, they're quite the aircraft there to say the least. So overall looking quite nice. So definitely cool to see that. And then we have the Frontier 737-200. This aircraft's looking really strong here at Kansas City International. So really great to see that, Kansas City downtown. So really great to see that, and love the light, and a little bit stronger than its 727 counterpart. So definitely looking nice there on the livery for sure. And I guess I had this on here twice, so my apologies. But anyway, I did go ahead and explain the new airport, so that's where the next shots come from. So the Ozark F227s were making their rounds at this point. So this aircraft captured at MCI in June 1974. Ozark was a really big player here at Kansas City until their merger with TWA. So looking very strong. And overall, what a great looking aircraft this is right here. And then we're jumping into some 1979 images. I didn't take pictures of every single slide that he showed because it would have been quite obsessive, and I was trying to enjoy the moment, but of course I got as many as I could. Like this Airliners International 727-200, and this aircraft has the flying colors red on it. So looking very nice, and of course Airliners making their final rounds before obviously their unfortunate sequence of 1982 post the airline regulation, excuse me. And then we have this United Boeing 747 at MCI. Really cool to see this in February. I can't remember if this was a charter or not, but regardless of whatever the case is, it's still really awesome to get to capture it here in this moment. So overall looking very nice, and really cool to get to capture this aircraft here in this moment. We also have this Frontier Convair CV580. This aircraft looking really strong here as Frontier's network substantially changed after the deregulation period. So of course this aircraft's looking really nice here, and overall it's looking absolutely wonderful. So really cool to get the note that aircraft right there. Another Ozark, June of 1980s, when this DC-9 was captured. Really cool of this shot as the aircraft is appearing to be pushing itself back, of course, way back when, if you don't know. These aircraft were able to put up their reverse thrusters and literally push themselves out of the gate, which was super cool. Unfortunately, that ended by the 90s, but quite a cool concept, and really awesome that there was able to be some images captured of that really cool moment. So great to see you here on this Ozark DC-9. We also have this really cool Denver Ports of Call Boeing 727-100, quite a unique aircraft. I don't know exactly what was going on with this one, but anyway, December of 1980s when this aircraft was captured at Kansas City, and no doubt a very unique carrier. I don't know if it was sports related or what exactly we're doing here with this particular frame, but there's no doubt unique interest with it, and overall it looks really good. Possibly one of my favorites here from the presentation was 100% this TWA L1011. This aircraft's looking super strong here in 1989 September here at MCI. A beautiful blue clear sky day, and the light was so phenomenal there on the TWA L1011. What a wonderful picture here. Overall, this is a really great shot, and hands down one of the best ones I've seen during any slide presentation. But we'll have more slide presentation videos coming up, so 100% stay on the lookout for those so you can gain a better understanding of what's going on. We also have this Air Nebraska EMB 110. What a unique airframe this is in June of 1981. Air Nebraska had very limited service. There was quite a few small carriers that flew here, but not as many as obviously some of the smaller communities. I think Omaha and a few others had some more smaller carriers. Omaha, Des Moines, some of the other ones in the area. Anyway, though, a handful of them did make it to Kansas City International, like this Air Nebraska EMB 110. So it's certainly a very unique frame here, and really cool to see the slide of how unique it looks. There's no doubt about that. Scheduled Skyways also made plenty of rounds throughout the Midwestern regions here in the early 1980s. Here's one of their Metroliners looking strong here in July of 1981. Overall looking pretty strong. Definitely after doing a custom of one of these myself or trying to get a model, as these were pretty prominent at TUL. But really want to note some some of the aircraft there in the background, pretty cool. I'm not sure if they're TWA wide bodies or what they are, but that's super neat to get to see there in the way far background. So I believe that's what it is. I don't think it's a building. It seems more like airplane tails. So very cool whatever's going on over there, no matter what the case is. We also have a gorgeous Eastern Airlines Boeing 727-200 docked up here in July of 1982. Really cool that it has its door down as well. So that's absolutely awesome. This aircraft is making its rounds with the polished conditions as it's going to be heading off for one of their many destinations. So overall looking really great on that particular frame. A Mississippi Valley Airlines short 330, I think is what this is. A very unique aircraft type, being this is a really great shot from September 1982 with the blue skies, but also note some of the other aircraft in the background. Have no idea what the one on the left is, but it looks like we got a Sawbass United 737 and a 727 way back there. So great to see this shot here in a very unique aircraft, and they have passengers on board, so that's strong. So overall looking very nice, and no doubt a very unique aircraft here to assess in this moment. We also have a Midway Airlines DC-915, this aircraft in their older scheme in August of 1983. So another very cool aircraft. Also note the Continental Meatball logo there on the bridge. So that's a super great shot, and it's really sweet to see Midway Airlines going strong here during the time frame. Here is an Air One Boeing 727-100 or a 95 variant. This aircraft captured 1984 April, so really cool to see this aircraft, and not sure exactly what this airline did. I'm sure it was low cost, but anyway, super strong to see this airline going strong, and great to get to capture it here at MCI in this video. We also have a Flying Tigers Boeing 727-200 from March of 1986. Quite an awesome aircraft here, and eager to learn more about them. There's a book out there that I really want to get. So overall, looking really cool, and no doubt a very awesome aircraft to get to capture right here. And here's an Air Midwest, and this is another Metroliner. So cool to see Air Midwest, and they had quite a unique array of flights during this time frame. This was sometime in the mid to late 80s, so very nice shot right here. Quite a unique livery, and yeah, kind of similar to the scheduled Skyways, but kind of not at the same time. We also have this Braniff Express Saab 340. This was a really cool catch from April 1989. Of course, the relaunched Braniff mainly operated 727s, but they had a couple of very unique aircraft types like this Saab 340 for their Express brand. Not exactly sure what routes they had out of here, but it was no doubt very interesting to capture and really cool to see this, or obviously for Mr. Jameson to capture, but to get to assess right here. So awesome to see this, and overall looking very strong. And here's Braniff, obviously, with their very unique livery here on the 737-200 in May of 1989. Obviously, they had very interesting logistics at this point in 1989, so making whatever they can work. So cool that he was able to capture them right here on this May afternoon. And here is a USPS DC-915 freighter. So the USPS had flights for quite a while there, so this livery is one of the coolest ones they had. I don't know if this is a former Evergreens aircraft. It kind of seems like it, but no matter what the case is, this is a really neat livery and very interesting to see it looking pretty strong right there. So overall looking quite nice from January of 1990, and no doubt a really great shot right there. And then we have a Vanguard 737-200 from January 1995. What an awesome image this is here. A little bit of snow on the ground, but the blue skies prevail, and all of this is looking really great. So that's a really cool capture right there. So I really hope all of you enjoyed this presentation. Again, definitely go check out his commentary and how he did it. I thought he did a wonderful job in that video, so definitely go check that one out. But nevertheless, super cool to get to see all this. I really hope all of you enjoyed this video, and stay on the lookout for more Airliners International videos to come, as we're going to be diving into quite a wide array of content from this convention. It's been super fun to get to share all this content, and I really hope all of you are excited for more. So with all that being said, everybody, that'll do it for today's video. Thank you all so much for watching. I want to thank each and every one of you for watching. My name is Redriveraviation. Take it easy, everybody. Stay safe. Trust the process. Do you love and love you do. My name is Redriveraviation. I want to thank you all so much for watching, and I'll see you all soon, as Redriveraviation is signing off.